Hello everybody, Planet Wallace here. We're back for the 6th round of the Classic Quarter Classic League. I have not had my coffee yet, and it is early in the morning. Alright. We are playing against Albertoro Delve today. I have played against him before. He has beaten me. I tend to think he's a pretty consistent player. And he is playing a Dredge build, which I have absolutely no game against. I'll go over it quickly. He has Petrified Fields to find his Bazaars. He's got City's Brass and Undiscovered Paradises for colored mana. They can be used to cast Dark Blast against me or Cabal Therapy. Note the weakness here that he can't really cast these as easily except from his grave. Well, the Dark Blast he has to cast from his hand. He is eschewing any sort of combo pieces, including cards like Dread Return, which is sad for me because my Grafdigger's Cages in the board don't do much against this, for a more consistent build that has Artifact Hate. So his 4 Ingatours don't do much against me, and his Ancient Grudge doesn't, but after sideboarding they can. He's got Serum Powder to make his mulligans more consistent. Standard 4 bridges, 4 Narcomoebas, 4 Bloodghast, 4 Stinkweeds, 4 Grave Troll from Dredge. He's got 3 Icarids, which come back and kill me. 4 Leyline, which he uses to prevent me from killing his bridges by losing a creature, which is interesting. So this is kind of an interesting, I think, better build than most of the Dredge builds out there. The real sad part is after sideboarding. I think these unmasks absolutely screw me. He might bring in some number of Chain of Vapors too. He might take out the Ingatours or leave them in. I don't know. He might even bring in Nature's Claims if he's feeling like he really has to hate out stuff. But essentially, here's the deal. We have a few cards that can deal with this deck, and I guess I'll load mine up right now. There we go. It's right there. This is what we're aiming to do in our game plan, essentially. We've got Scavenging Ooze, we've got 2 Kazuls, we've got Caldera Hellion to ruin some guys' days, and we've got Death Rites to help out, but most importantly we have Magus of the Moon in the main. If we can land this on turn 1 or 2, turn 2 in the play, turn 1 with a Mana Crypt, I think we can pull out the game pretty consistently. Fauna Shaman helps us find those pieces, I guess, but it requires him to have a slow hand. In the board, we take out some of our less useful pieces like Molder Slug, maybe Colonian Hydra, some of our artifact removal. We bring in Grafdigger's Cages, probably, and then Arashi because it can kill his flyers. I might even bring in one of these 3 to deal with Narcomoebas during his upkeep so he can't sacrifice them to a Cabal Therapy. And then some of these pieces are just better than other creatures we could play. So all those are worth considering. I tested this match several times last night with Chris Cool. The result was that I lost every game out of 3 matches, and it felt like I had no chance. So this is not a good one for me. It could end very, very quickly. That's okay. I'm going to play as hard as I can, and I could potentially steal a game. I mean, our plan is essentially this. We land a first or second turn Magus of the Moon before he Cabal Therapies it, or we hope he has to mulligan to 1. That's what our game plan is. Or we hope that he doesn't know he should be bringing in unmasks from the board. Because it's possible he wouldn't know that. He might think that they're for combo and bring in Chain of Vapors, which are easier, I think, for me to deal with than him just unmasking stuff from my hand. So that's what I'm thinking. I will see you guys in the match. Alright, we are back, and it is unfortunate that we lost the die roll. That was sort of part of my plan to win this game. Also, I should note, our kitchen somewhat smells like garbage. So this hand makes a 3rd turn Magus. I'm probably dead by that point. I probably need to mulligan this. Unless we rip a Mana Dude off the top on turn 1. That's probably pretty bad odds. He kept his opener. That sucks for us. It's good that we actually have a Magus. This card is almost like a mulligan in this matchup. This is also almost like a mulligan. He would have to have a super slow hand, but he kept his hand. Oh, look, Chris Cool is watching. How lucky. Chris R3 for watch. I have no idea what that means, Alberto. That's all right. I'm going to mulligan this, and we mulligan to a no-lander. Okay, they're fake gambling on me. Wow, this no-lander sucks. We're mulliganing. Wow. I think I was right to mulligan the first hand and the second hand, so we mulled from a no-lander into a 4-land Molder Slug hand. This is pretty bad. We're mulling again. 3-land Rurikthar. All right, we're rolling with this. So this first game is we're in trouble, obviously. Basically, in testing, what I determined was that a turn 3 Magus the Moon is too slow. Hence my mulling through that. I also determined that a no-land hand or an all-land Molder Slug hand are too slow. And he's got an insane hand. He's got Bloodghast, Stinkweed, Golgari, Grave Troll. So, well, okay, so now we get to see if third turn Magus can pull it off as is. The answer is going to be no, but that's okay. So this is going to find a basic forest almost assuredly. And we don't want to draw another land, so... essentially... Yeah, if he can Cabal Therapy me over the next 2 turns, I'm just boned. Like, there's nothing I can do. So I have to hope that he screws up for some reason. What did I say? I said that I hadn't taken out the trash lately, so this room smells like garbage. The reason I said that was because it reminds me of Dredge, because Dredge is like playing against a dump, kind of. Alright, so it's time to bust out his graveyard, which is more like a... Oh, great. Yeah. Just hit all those. I'm not even going to be able to kill his friggin' Narcomoebas before he kills me. Alright. Yeah, that's fine. Narcomoebas can come back. I have no plays at all. Out of all the hands that I've tested against Chris Cool and lost, I think this might be one of the worst. So as long as he doesn't Cabal Therapy me by the time I play Magus, I've got a chance. Okay, he's Cabal Therapying me. At least he's only got 1 bridge in the yard. What's he going to name? If he names Magus the Moon, that means to me he knows what he's doing. Right now he's probably consulting my deck list, being like, what the hell do I name here? Orcish Lumberjack? He named Lightning Bolt. LOL. So he named He Doesn't Care. Alright, well, the next Cabal Therapy is assuredly going to name Magus the Moon, right? Right? Or maybe he's going to wait because he decided he doesn't want to take any of those cards. He might want to save his other Cabal Therapy for his own hand. I'm not sure about that. We're definitely cracking this and finding a forest to decrease the odds that we rip a land. Okay, good. Yeah, this is what we were hoping for. Caustic Wasp. Actually, the funny part is it can block a Narcomoeba. What's he returning? Bazaar? Okay, so it's going to be a little late for Magus to do anything because he's going to have Bazaar'd so many times with Grave Trolls in the yard. Yeah, there's another bridge. That's going to be bad. And he's got multiple Bloodghasts. I see 3 at least. No, I see 4. So he plays a land, he gets 8 power on the board. What can we draw here? I can't think of anything. Had I kept that original hand, I think I would be pretty much in the same boat. I would have played a Fauna Shaman this turn. So that would have been sitting out here. Not sure what good that would have done. Ugh. Yeah, we're just gonna... I'm using this as an occasion to show off what his deck's going to do, essentially. I probably shouldn't F4 here, because I... Or F6 here. Yeah, he's gonna attack for a lot. That's fine, I guess. This puts me at 8. Which is bad for the reason that... Let's see what he names. Maybe he'll just name Lightning Bolt again. like, and multiple... okay, so we did know to name Magus the Moon. That's important for me to know. Because now I know he's probably going to unmask that next game. Alright, so that's fine. Yeah, make some more tokens. We can't play Caldera Hellion, and this game is essentially lost. So we should already be thinking about sideboard and his playstyle. Seeds of Innocence isn't going to cut it, that's for sure. Alright, so there's game one. Game one is traditionally the hardest game against Dredge, though against him I actually thought it might be the easiest because he hadn't brought in his unmasks yet. So that's worth considering. Let's cut all these crappy guys who do nothing. It's worth considering keeping Tin Street in, but I don't think so. Thunderscape is terrible. Alright, so Rashi comes in because there's a chance it can kill his flyers. Storm Breath is better than some of those other creatures. Caldera Hellion is actually important. So there's Zealous Conscripts, Mistcutter, like, and we also are one card over. I actually think we need to keep the Summoning Traps in there because it's another way to land Kazul. What? Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I can wait. Rurikthar is also pretty horrible in this matchup, so I think I'm going to cut that guy. Thunderscape can kill a Leyline, I guess, but, I mean, who cares? Let's roll with our, like, million drop dot deck and make this shit happen. This is exciting, right? Colonian Hydra might be worse than a Zealous Conscripts. That's unclear to me. Let's go with it as is. I'm thinking about bringing in one of these, actually. For Narcomoebas and Chains of Vapor. It doesn't seem very strong, but I'll do it. Like, we just can't have our curve that insane. This gives us a chance to interact with something, I guess. I mean, this obviously has minimal action against him. So I don't know exactly how he's going to board. Chris and I did figure out what we thought to be the best sideboard plan for him, but alas, don't know if that's happening. I would like to take a game just because I think it would be exciting, but I really have no game against this version of Dredge. Because it's not casting spells from the graveyard, so Grafdigger's Cage isn't even that excellent, and it's also running a million artifact removal spells. So, yeah, my guess is that his deck is going to have these in it. If he does something like cuts Dredgers, I think that's silly of him. This is my guess as to what he would and should do. Probably something like this. I don't even know about these ley lines. Probably cut most of them. So I imagine it would be something like this, but I don't know that for a fact. What's going on? I did submit a deck, did I not? Okay, there we go. Yes, I will be playing first. We have a turn 2 Magus. That's pretty strong if we can pull it off. So let's keep this. And hope that he doesn't have colored mana. And that our Magus can ruin his day, I guess. So if he has a Cabal Therapy, I guess we probably lose. That's just the way it's going to go. Cabal Therapy and a way to cast it. But keep in mind that's one of a set of 4 cards. Okay. Let's see what he dredges. Troll. Yeah, that sucks. Alright. Stinkweed. Okay, fine. So now we go, and we have a chance here. Storm Breath is pretty cool if I can actually cast that soon, which is possible. Alright, let's think about this. I have 5 mana this turn, I believe. So let's make a Lumberjack with this. Nah, let's not tap that. I don't think we need to. We tap this for green, and then we sack it for red, red, red. We play this. And we make sure to spend our green. And then we play this. Alright, now we have to draw a basic forest to play our Storm Breath, or any of these things, basically. That's just the way it goes. He has dredged a bunch of cards with Grave Troll, and so he can bring back stuff and still make things happen. This is why a turn 1 Magus is so important. Obviously, I say that knowing the rarity of such an occasion. He did bring a Nature's Claim, which is weird to me. Because I would have assumed Chain of Vapor is better, because he could float a blue and hit a Magus. This thing can't block, which is good news. Alright, that's good news for us too. We really want to see a basic forest, obviously, so we can actually close out the game very quickly. That's okay. I'm just going to start crushing in there and hope to draw something to speed up the clock soon. Or a basic forest, which would greatly speed up the clock, because these are mountains now. They aren't forests. If he finds a way to kill Magus, that means I can close out the game quickly, but that's also bad because it turns on his Bazaars. And I don't think I want to do that yet. So he can like bring back an Icarid, I guess. And he doesn't have a Bazaar in his yard, which is good. So I guess he's just going to try and crush me for damage right now, and he can Cabal Therapy. What was that? He just dredged a Grave Troll? Okay, so he's got a Grave Troll in his hand. That's not very scary. He's got another Grave Troll in his graveyard, another Bloodghast. That's the unfortunate part. He can play another Ghast. This is still a race. Like, I could see a situation in which my own Magus could be a real problem for me. Like, I could keep this back to block. And the result might be that if I do block, he gets his Bazaars back, but I have one turn to crush him in the air with a Storm Breath. Like, that might be something I consider near the end. Okay, so he's therapying to get a sense of what my hand is. I almost typed the cards. Oh, no, he's therapying himself. Okay, that's fine. I'm actually going to write this down for myself, even though it's already listed. My wife is actually learning how to play the cymbals in the back of the room. So did he pitch all of his Grave Trolls? Or what did he... Oh, no, he put his bridge in the yard. Okay. So now he's got some kind of game again. That's kind of scary. So let's see. Fauna Shaman is not a card I wanted to draw here. So now the question becomes, do I leave a Magus back to block? Because there's going to be an Icarid coming, and I kind of don't want to go to 10 where his Bloodghasts have haste. But what happens if he gains his Bazaars back this turn? I think that might be bad for me. What I will do is actually leave back a Lumberjack to block. Yeah, I know this seems like a weird play, but I'm leaving a Lumberjack back to block to remove a bridge from below from the yard. He's only got 12 lands in his deck, right? Or is it 16? 16. So it's possible he doesn't have one in his hand. That's bad. Alright. So he's going to bridge and make a bunch of tokens here. Now our game plan is almost quickly becoming a Caldera Hellion plan, I think, which is scary. Maybe he won't attack because he's... Yeah, he didn't. Okay, so my Lumberjack at least prevented damage to myself, even though he allowed himself to develop his board and get a ton of guys. Okay. So that's super scary. And I think it's probably a little early to do any sort of shenanigans with allowing Magus to die. That's my thought anyway. But I need to consider that on my turn. So let's draw a basic forest. Oh my god! This is tough now. I may not want to reveal that I have that. That just increased the value of Magus a lot. And if I play a Caldera Hellion, what happens? Oh my god, this is actually a question. So all his guys die, and all mine die at the same time. I'm the active player, so what happens whenever a creature is put into opponent's graveyard if bridge from the blow? These things can go on the stack in whatever order he wants. Right? Or is it me? I don't know how this works. I'm actually going to ask Chris Cool a rules question here. I think that this is acceptable. It's on camera, so you can see that I'm not consulting advice or for advice on the game state. Do not give me advice on game state. I have a rules question. Let's say his creatures go to the graveyard during my turn at the same time mine does. Do I have a chance to exile his bridge before he gets more zombie tokens? Chris, are you there? I need you, man. Active player stacks concurrent effects first. Okay, I should know what that means. So I get to choose. They are both on his bridge from below. All right. He controls the effects. So he chooses. So he chooses. All right. All right. So that means he would essentially get 4 zombie tokens. That's bad. So Caldera Hellion doesn't work right now, unfortunately. Okay. Great. Thanks, Chris. So now let's figure this out. How do I want to try and win this game? That's the next difficult part here. Because I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana at my... No, I'm here! Okay, play a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana at my disposal, which means I can only do one of these things. I only get to crack 1 forest once, which is really sad. On his turn, he's going to get to dredge... Wait, he doesn't have a dredger except for a Stinkweed Imp, so only gets 5 cards dredged. Like, I wonder if playing the Colonian Hydra is right. That's what I'm starting to wonder here. I know that sounds insane. That could be the case, right? Maybe I attack with an Orcish Lumberjack, putting him at 12, and removing his bridges, and then I play a Colonian Hydra? Or do I just play the Storm Breath and attack? Because then when he blocks, he gets more guys. Alternatively, I can attack with the Magus. And if he blocks and kills it... Okay. If he blocks and kills it, I have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. But 9 sucks. I can only play, like... I can't play both these. If I could play both these, I would say that's the way to go here. So I think I attack with Magus here. And then I think I play Colonian Hydra. I know that sounds nuts. Sounds nuts to me too. Could also play nothing, but that has to be wrong. And Storm Breath just isn't good enough because of the Narcomoeba situation right now. Alright. What if he just blocks with Narcomoeba? No. Yeah, he could just block with Narcomoeba. Maybe I attack with a Jack. And then he gains a couple zombies but loses his bridge. I think that would be okay. I don't think he can afford to do that. So I'll push through for 1 here. Okay. I think that was an important play. Now we add a green. And I sack this for green, green, green. And we play a Colonian Hydra. It's no Kazul here, but hopefully it can get the job done. The alternative was to play a Storm Breath and ram it into his Narcomoeba, giving him some zombies, but giving me a win condition in the air. I think that would have been wrong. Because I think this win condition is fast enough, whereas the other one was not. And so I don't think he's going to attack with zombies here, because I don't think he wants to create a situation in which I can drop my own Magus. Really? 2 more Narcos? Ah, and a Cabal Therapy. Okay, so he just had a great Dredge. That's bad. That's really bad. So now he can Therapy me. He did bring an Unmask. I guess now we really just want to draw a Grafdigger's Cage. He's only attacking for 1 in the air. I'm okay with that. Now there's going to be... At least there are only 2 bridges in the yard. But he's going to make 4 more Power of Guys, and then that can block Colonian Hydra. I think. I mean, but then he loses his bridges, and I lose my Colonian Hydra, which wouldn't actually be that bad. And we blew our 1 basic forest, I think, for now. And he knows that... I think it's contentious for him what to do with this Magus on the board. I would like the opportunity in the future to play a Caldera Hellion, though I suspect what happens here is that he gets a billion bajillion tokens. So first I need to eliminate... Yeah, here come more tokens. What's he going to name? I mean, he can't possibly name the right card, right? Kazul is actually the right card, but I would have played it there very clearly had I had it. What's he going to name here? I have no idea what he's going to name. Hopefully not Caldera Hellion, I guess, because that just takes away an option. Ruikthar, because he knows it's in my deck. Alright, so this is for me to know what he knows easily. I know it's listed here, but this just helps me see it. Alright. What did he sack to do that? He must have... probably an Icarid, right? Okay, yeah, now he gets more guys. That's bad news. Alright. So he discards then. Oh, he sacrificed the Blood Gas. That makes sense. Okay. So we're going to draw our card. We drew something we can cast. It's actually... I can't really complain about that. The problem is if I attack with a Hydra, he spawns 4 tokens. Right? Yeah, he does. So I wonder if attacking with a Magus is the right way, but Magus I'm pretty sure is what's keeping him from swinging with the zombies. Because if I can block a zombie, I can Caldera Hellion him, but he knows I have the Caldera Hellion now. He could probably unmask it. So attacking with a Magus just puts more zombies onto the field, I think. Probably, and he probably keeps the Magus alive. But that might be one of the only shots I have, is allowing him to kill the Magus and then Caldera Hellioning. But now he knows I've got it in my hand, like I said, so... That's probably not going to work. So he blocks with 4 zombies, kills Colonian Hydra. Magus dies. I think he probably lets Colonian Hydra live, actually. But if he doesn't, then I can... Wait, what happens then? I can't play a Caldera Hellion because the Magus of the Moon is still alive. So if I attack with Magus and he... Okay, so let's say he's going to gain 4 more zombies. That puts him at 7, 8, 9, 10, plus an Archamoeba. That's 11 attackers. I can block 1, 2, 3 of them. Basically, we need him to kill off the Magus of the Moon at this point. That's really my theory here. Yeah, I think that's what the plan is going to be. And we just try to convince him to kill one of my guys. Like, please. Yeah. So if he plays this correctly, I think he loses both his Narcos, and I can't do anything. Like, if he loses both his Narcos, I think I just lose. And if he doesn't kill... So I think his smart play is to block Magus with 1 Narco and block Colonian Hydra with the other. Essentially. Take a bunch of damage and then just kill me on his turn. He might not do that, though. All right. So we have a potential chance here. All right. Yeah, get those out of there. Okay. So he's going to stack all these things. Yep. And his bridges are going to leave the turd yard, fortunately. He's got a Bloodghast and an Icarid down there, which is worth noting. Alright. So let's move into post-combat. We're going to do everything we can to make... 1, 2... Should I blow all my lands here? I could make 8. Which would allow me to cast these 3 things. I'm not sure what that accomplishes, honestly. So I could sacrifice 1 land to just play a Caldera Hellion. Or both lands. Let's just sacrifice 1 land, because I'm going to play another Lumberjack, right? No, I can't play the other Lumberjack unless I sacrifice both lands. Alright. So, maybe I don't want to sacrifice much of anything. Maybe I just play the Storm Breath here. Yeah, actually that's what I'm going to do. I think that might actually be better than the Caldera Hellion. We can do that maybe if we draw another land. We just don't have much time to do it. I mean, now would be the time to get rid of his guys. Because he's got 2 more Bazaars that he's going to dredge into his yard. Bridges. Almost immediately. I mean, essentially he's going to be starting again, but he won't have Narcomoebas. Like, I just don't know if this guy does enough, especially because he can block. It would mean that I would have to, like, next turn Caldera Hellion and hope he doesn't have a ton of Bazaar bridges in his yard. I kind of like this play anyway. I don't think I can win if I Caldera Hellion with no land out, and he can start bizarring again. Can I? Shit, we're going balls to the walls. We're doing it. Here's our play. Let's make a 5/5, kill all of his guys. And then play some more guys. Let's keep... Yeah. I don't know if that was the right play at all. We could have played Storm Breath. Maybe that would have been right. I have no idea. But I think removing his tools here... Oh god, that's... Well, that returning to the battlefield is kind of funny, but now he's going to get... Oh. Oh god, all the bridges. They're all there again. No! I should have dropped a Lumberjack first, then I could have removed his bridges at least. Ugh! So now he's going to have a ton of guys. God damn it! So I guess I played that wrong. But, it was at least fun. Well, let's toss these guys out. Guess I should have killed one of them first. Then he wouldn't have bridges in his yard. Alright! So this is going to be hard to get through. Not sure how we're going to win this one. Are you 1-0? Are you 1-0? No, I'm 0-1 right now, Beck. Alright, let's see. Uses the Dredge ability. Yeah, I would do the same. Alright, so what's going to happen here? What do we want to draw? A land, I guess? I guess a forest. Some kind of green. Maybe I should have gone for a longer game using Fauna Shaman? Like, I don't know. I have no idea. I think we probably lose on this turn due to lack of blockers. Yeah, almost assuredly. Because we can block 3, and then we take 8 times 2. So we lose this turn. Alright, get in there, buddies. I mean, he can do his math and figure out pretty quickly that this just kills me, right? I think so. So this Caldera Hellion play didn't work. I guess he didn't have to hit his bridges when he dredged, but he dredged so many cards that I think that makes... I should have predicted that. Like, if I'd played a Storm Breath instead, I would have passed the turn to him. He would have been able to dredge a ton anyway, and I guess get the bridges into the yard. Alright. So that's round 6 of the Classic League. I think this game was necessary to win to get into the top 8, but I could be wrong about that. I will see you guys next tournament, or whatever. Check out my channel where I play just video games and stuff. I will see you guys around.